What's up everyone, this is Rayuka here, and today I'm continuing my journey through Darksiders 3 as usual. Viewer discretion is advised, and just be aware there may be some language. Yeah. So now that I got that out of the way, I did some upgrading and whatnot on the character. Well, Fury has some upgrades. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And I believe there's only about 2 sins left. Pride, and I totally forgot who's the last one. But pretty close to the end. And did the upgrading. Feel like backtracking a bit.
What would you ask of this humble? Please take your time.
So I don't know. I mean, I do know where to go. I just don't know exactly. Hey, what's up, Val? How's everything? I'll do some backtracking here real quick just to see anything I missed. Actually, yeah, I think it's over here. Nope, around here. I think there's like some areas. Excuse the noise. That's this noise here is me opening some candies. So if y'all hear that noise, that's that. Oh, y'all want me? Oh, the Guilty Gear trailer. Oh, wow. That's a really good question. And I've been pretty vocal in the past about Arc System Works due to their practices with a Blaze Blue cross tag battle. I wasn't a fan with the way they handled the DLC. That was my biggest gripe with that, but I'm just gonna leave that topic. I mean, I already talked about that topic in a video a long time ago. Sort of a rant, kind of. But yes, I did see the new Guilty Gear trailer. It shows Zap and Pokin. I can't pronounce his name, but the tank. Call him the tank. It's kind of weird how they still with his design though, because that design was introduced when they Guilty Gear Third Sign or something like that, when they brought it back. So they haven't given back his classic design, which is that big metal thing around his neck and whatnot. So I'm a bit surprised they still with the kind of the militarized version of him. The other character though, the ninja Zap, whatever his name is, Zap Chap, whatever. I'm mispronouncing his name on purpose. So, but anyways, the ninja. I don't know. His design feels the way they give him like this big Akuma like belt around his waist and whatnot. I should have had did some sort of like reaction, but I decided not to because, not that I don't want to cover Guilty Gear content on the channel or do playthroughs for that matter, because I have thought of doing playthroughs of Guilty Gear games in the past, especially Blaze Blue. Unfortunately, Arc System Works has a how can I put it? They're not so friendly, from my understanding, with content creators. Whether if it's, especially when it comes to like playing through their story modes or arcade mode, for what it seems like. It's kind of conflicting when it comes to that on playthroughs, because if you look up playthroughs, you'll find a few here and there, but you don't find many, because there was a point in time where they were just Arc System Works was just taking down people's not only playthroughs but in some cases channels, and it's just a little bit concerning to do content around their games when they're not really clear about their policies on what sort of can be done with their games. No, I agree. His design is definitely still pretty meh for the most part, in my opinion. I was expecting like you know, at least them bring back like his old design, or maybe mix the old with the new, or something. But they just kind of kept it. And the thing that kind of bothers me, which I was, you know, now that I think about it, I should make a video just specifically talking about some of the little things that bother me about the new Guilty Gear. But they keep pushing this idea, Team Red, because that's the team behind the Guilty Gear. Team Red keeps pushing this idea that, oh, it's a new engine, that everything they're doing is new, and all this stuff. And that's, maybe it's new for them. Maybe it's new for them, but the stuff that I'm seeing as a viewer in the new Guilty Gear, at least the stuff that they put out there so far, it's nothing new if you look at it from a fighting game perspective, you know, because there's been fighting games that has stage transitions. This is stuff that they showed in their trailers where you see Soul Bad Guy up against Kiseki and they're fighting, and then there's a stage transition. I'm like, well, this is nothing new. Maybe it's new for them making it into a game, but it's really nothing new in general. Like, you know, Mortal Kombat, you got Scorpion or Sub-Zero or whatever uppercutting characters through the ceiling and whatnot. You know, stage transition. So that's one thing. In the other argument, not argument, but the other thing that I've noticed Team Red constantly saying, as well as for what it seems like anyways, is that you know, this is a new engine. So like, they're using a new engine, they have to rebuild these characters, and then they have to, you know, and that's why the roster is going to be small. That's the excuse that they have. That's why the roster is going to be small when this game releases. And I just, I don't know. Oh, you never liked Blaze Blue? You know, okay. When it comes to Blaze Blue, that was Team Blue. Because it's so weird how Arc System works as Team Red doing Guilty Gear and then Team Blue doing Blaze Blue. But Blaze Blue, story-wise, can be all over the place. I mean, a good starting point is X-Blaze, because X-Blaze pretty much explains sort of the beginning of how everything happens. And there was like 2 in the series. It's a visual novel, really. It's not really a fighting game. It's just a visual novel just explaining these events. But with all the censorship going on now these days, I don't know if they'll ever re-release X-Blaze. But besides that, the Blaze Blue series, in my opinion, I've always had some sort of, well, not some sort of, but I have mixed feelings just because of, when I think back on what I just said earlier, it's the whole thing with how Arc System Works handles their approach towards content creators. You know, you know, if you put up a playthrough, you know, and you might get a strike down or whatever, they're not really clear about things like that. And I would love to do playthroughs of those games, whether it's Guilty Gear or Blaze Blue. This is excluding cross tag battle, because I'm really not happy with the way they handled the DLC for that. Nothing against so far the DLC picks. Like, I got nothing against Sagra Kagra. That's like one of the new teams in cross tag battle and stuff like that. Like, that's not my issue. It's the fact that they cut out half the roster, and then they try to paint it like, oh no, they try to justify the practice, and then they want people to pay. It's just ridiculous. It's stupid. It was a terrible business move on their part, and it's just crazy to see that there's people out there that are that brought the game and also supported their DLC practices. It's just unreal that that's something that's happened. But then yet again, now these days, I don't really get surprised no more, especially when you know, games like Call of Duty, that, you know, you got people that say that they won't buy the game when it comes out. They're the first ones in line to purchase it. So but that's a shooter. That's different. But when it comes to Guilty Gear, I mean, I want to get excited for Guilty Gear, the new Guilty Gear, but with some of the messaging behind it so far, where, oh, you know, the roster is going to be small when it comes out, and they're trying to already justify why it's gonna be small, and technically it's a reboot. That's the part I find weird about this Guilty Gear. It's not called Guilty Gear XR. It's not called Guilty Gear Third Science. It's not called Guilty Gear Rev or whatever, Rev 2 or whatever they're calling it. It's just flat out Guilty Gear, and it's like if it is a reboot, how many times you gonna reboot it? And it's kind of weird for it to be a reboot because the characters' design seem like it got pushed forward. In other words, what I mean by this is, it seems like the time frame, and this is just my speculation from what I'm seeing so far, it seems like this is more further ahead in the story, if it's a continuance. But if it's true that it is a reboot, then what was the point of the previous entries? And it seems like and this is just my little speculation, it seems like with Arc System Works making all that money off Dragon Ball FighterZ, it seems like that's where they're putting their funds towards, other projects in the company. Obviously, I think Guilty Gear is one of those projects. But I don't know, time will tell. I mean, I'm not gonna bash on it just yet because it's like the game hasn't released, the roster size hasn't been final, and a fighting game shouldn't be defined by the roster size, but to be clear, the roster does sort of factor in on things, right? You know, you got people out there that's the first thing they look at. You know, when they look at a fighting game, oh, is the roster like 20 characters, or is it just like, 15 or whatever? So it's gonna be a wait and see for the most part. But but overall, the trailer wasn't bad. I mean, to be honest, it wasn't bad, but it's just at the same time, it's hard for me to get excited knowing what I know. So it's kind of a wait and see for the most part what they're going to do, and how much more the Arc System Works is going to show later on for Guilty Gear. But and, and thinking back on BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, I felt like there was so many missed opportunities. I think like most people, and I can't talk for the communities, but at least in my opinion, I think it would have made more sense for them to do a Guilty Gear X BlazBlue or a Guilty Gear versus BlazBlue. It just makes so much sense, and then they have this BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, and there's no Team Guilty Gear. The wasted opportunity. It's just like, okay, you got BlazBlue, you got Persona, which, no offense to Persona fans, I'm like whatever about that. It's whatever for me. You got Ruby, which yet again, no offense to Ruby fans out there, I just don't care about Ruby like that. But they got Ruby in there. And then they have the other teams, but it's like no Guilty Gear. And I felt like that was such a huge missed opportunity for them, because it just wouldn't make sense for Guilty Gear to be included. But that didn't happen, so that's the story that went down. And I should make a separate. I should, now that I think about it, I should do a video just kind of discussing this in further detail. I think I pretty much covered quite a bit. Usually when I do like live streams on games and playthroughs, I don't like talking about other games. I just like to stay focused on the game that I'm playing through. But being that it's Guilty Gear, and I have quite a bit to say about it. Where the hell am I? Evil ass bugs. Where was the nest? But yeah, that is Guilty Gear. Where is this leading me? I know where this is. Opening paths. That's what I'm doing. Okay. Look at them trying to get me. Say what? They touch this water, they die. Now talking about games though, I know the game I would like to see come back. It's from Software, and that is Armor Core. Man, those games bring back memories for me. Angelic Artifact. As I said before, though, you know, now that I think about it, I would do playthroughs on Guilty Gear, but it's just Arc System working their policies. It's shaky grounds, man. It really is. Okay, that was a long loading screen there. I'm back here. What the hell you're protecting? I know what this is. I feel like I wasted time coming over here, but at least I opened the path. You dead, bitch. But as y'all can tell, I could go on quite a bit talking about fighting games. Because in my opinion, in my opinion, excuse me, I know quite a bit about fighting games. I just been busy as of late. But I should be doing at least a podcast at some point further discussing fighting games, or at least something around that topic again at some point in the future, but I can't put a stamp on when. But Guilty Gear is something that's been on my radar, but just tricky, man. Like, I would love to do a playthrough on that, but you know, it's like companies and the way they handle things. It's like, so I'm not gonna go too crazy around here this time because I've been through here. But I know there's some things I did not open over here. Oh shit! Those are all those bugs. And if anything, I'll just go to the north end. Yeah, that's why you missed. Oh, that bastard. miss, you bastard. Okay, I'm just gonna move forward.
What would you ask? Please take your
So
time.
it should be right here, south end. Now I don't think I'll be able to fight her just yet. I think. But I have all the tools I need, so if there's not area I can't access at this point, I should be able to access somehow, some way. Alright. So here we go again. Well, this time I'm much more prepared, but let's see. Wait, what? I didn't even read the prompt. Okay, there we go. You are about to enter the final act. You will not be able to return to any incomplete boss encounters. Do you wish to... No. No, don't do it, fear. Okay. So I am missing a sin. I know that, but is that her pride? Let me see. This did just get interesting. So technically, not technically, I'm pretty much at the end of the game. I just have to see what I'm missing, which I'm pretty sure I'm missing quite a bit. These guys think they're scaring anybody, they're funny. Wasn't I? See, I could go up this wall now, though, so... I think I've been here before, though. So I hadn't been up here because there's nothing here worthwhile. On this. Skeletons annoy me. Yeah, I might as well just start the final sequence. And I'll just replay through this in case well, I'm pretty sure I missed a few things. Screw it. Alright. This must be Pride. Assuming.
Confidence suits you. When earned, yes. You are proud. See, I never understood why pride was considered a deadly sin. The power you feel now after having completed an arduous task. Isn't it empowering? You've shown great promise. Done exceptional work. Don't you deserve something for it? Perhaps, but not from you. Before you make a tragic mistake, I'd like to make you an offer. You've seen the world. You've seen the state it's in. You're smart enough to know that someone somewhere has lied to you. There is no plan. There is no balance. It's all lies. But imagine if it were true. Imagine if you and I truly set out to give the world direction, order. Isn't that your true purpose? We could be the force for balance the world deserves. We could be greatness. At one time, that speech might have worked on me. But that was when I did not understand how ugly pride could be. Thank you for your generous offer, but if this world is to be fixed, neither of us will be the ones to do it.
Pride. It's over. It's over.
Did you speak to the Lord of the Hollows? He knew. He too was proud. Tell me about the Council. Your so-called masters are infected with pride. They serve no balance. Who do you think released the Seven from our prison? What purpose do we serve without humanity to corrupt? Tell me my words do not ring true. You cannot deny the pride that still resides within you. Can you? Not empty flattery. Tell me everything. You won't
is right. You should feel pride, but you do not. You only feel fear. Fear that you came this close to greatness, only to fall!
See? Your council betrays you.
What?
Watcher? Always so pretty.
Damn.
I used to be so jealous of you, sister.
Envy.
What? Wow. The deception is real.
It was all true! Yes, all of it. I envy that ignorance. Bliss, is it not? You know what else I envy? Your power. And thanks to our mutual benefactors, that power is mine! Pride had it right. The Charred Council set you up. They want us all dead. All seven sins and the horsemen. No! Oh, but I knew better. Jealousy, eh? Jealousy. I took the form of a trusted servant, and you, horseman, became both my sword and my shield. With the other sins out of the way, I will destroy the Charred Council once and for all! Only then will the Earth finally be mine! Pride goeth before the fall! A bit on the nose, but the message is clear!
Wow. Now talk about a twist. So the Watcher wasn't even the Watcher the whole time. As I said before, the deception is real.
You snore. Maybe it's a broken nose. Well, looks like you've been busy. Doing what, I have no idea, other than getting your ass handed to you.
Who are you, human? To speak to me like this?
Oh, I'm just another refugee, like you. But I'm not strong enough to defend the balance. That's your purpose.
I have learned that I am weak.
Well, maybe now you finally understand how all humans feel. Pulled into a war they never asked for. Left to their own devices against forces they cannot possibly understand or effectively fight. All of humanity has been betrayed. And yet, they still fight on. What about you?
I strayed from the path. I have been jealous. I have been wrathful. I have been lazy. Worse and more. All the things the seven sins stand for, and I have paid dearly for it.
So in other words, you have lived.
Yes.
Good then. You're finally alive. And with life, there is always hope.
Hope? I was humbled in my battle with Envy. No doubt she's on her way to destroy the Charred Council, even as we speak. And I remain stranded on Earth, so when you speak of hope, human, I cannot concur. All hope is lost.
No. Haven is built on hope. Come, speak to Ulthane. You'll see.
Why did they help me?
It's, kind of what humans do. And the fact that you sent more than a few survivors our way didn't hurt.
All for naught.
We didn't pull you from the rubble to quit now. Envy holds the power of the Seven. Your betrayal can be seen on your face. Left for dead like some useless, discarded thing. But it is not over.
A reflecting pool?
Aye, with a few adjustments. But it's only meant for you. Will only take you to your heart's desire.
I desire only to finish what the Council began.
Find your resolve, Horseman. It's all you have now. And it is what you need if you're to stop Envy and unseat your former masters.
What would you ask of this humble? Take your time. As you wish. Do make sure they scream, horseman.
I bid you good luck, Rider.
Thank you for fighting on the right side of history, Horseman. Humanity won't forget this.
And judging that you've forgotten how to fight!
Dare attack this holy sanctum!
I do! I dare! Because no one else ever has! And that makes this even sweet! You
party sons of whores have had this coming for eons, and you have no one but yourselves to thank for it.
Your lust for power will be your undoing, Envy.
Well, isn't that the pot calling a kettle black? When I'm done here and you're nothing left but pebbles, I will simply wait out the apocalypse and destroy whatever weakened generals remain. The Earth will be mine.
It's over, Envy! You have failed!
Kill her, horseman. We command.
Oh, shut up! You command nothing but my scorn, and you will know my fury soon enough!
Blasphemy, Trent.
Yield or die, Envy!
Seriously?
No, but it was worth a shot.
It's the only time I ever hit you.
Fatality. Damn.
Would seem you have finally accomplished your task, human. Perhaps you should be rewarded. But perhaps not. Envy may have caught us unawares, but we have more than enough power to deal with an insect like you. You have overstepped your bounds, horseman. You shall be punished, along with your brothers, like the impudent child you are.
I will not die like this! I will not allow your corruption to spread!
Oh, that's interesting. So the Char Council is no more, really.
must move as one.
You won't make it.
The Council.
Enraged. No doubt fueling the attack on Haven in secret. If you have a plan for them. The time is now. Heaven, hell, the Charred Council. They wish to see them annihilated. You know this, but perhaps you don't know the reason. Even before the apocalypse, why were your lives so hard? Because you were created for a great purpose and left unprotected. So those who fear you have set out to destroy you with false promises and wars and sin that they blame on you. They all fear you. That fear can be used against them. Humanity can win this war.
Look around you. This is what's left of humanity, and we are in no shape to fight a war on the scale you suggest.
No. You must hide.
From the eyes of heaven and hell. The Council. That's exactly what must be done. But what humanity needs more than a good hidey-hole is a protector.
A protector?
Let the armies of hell eliminate all that is human. Once and for all, we shall raise this planet.
How? How's he alive? What?
Away to where?
North, back to the council chamber. What sort of a maker would it be if I built a doorway that only connected two places, huh? Your heart's desire, horseman. Safe place for a poor unwanted.
I don't understand.
Aye. Well, you will. Sadly, you will understand it all as you travel with them.
Me?
They are in need of protecting, and you need a new purpose. Am I wrong?
I vow to use all of the powers in my possession to protect humanity. And one day, we will set things right. Together. Uthane, my brother, War, is an innocent in this drama. If you ever find an opportunity to assist him in any way, I would ask you to do so.
I will.
Thank you, Maker. May our future be one of justice.
Aye. Safe travels, horseman.
It all makes sense now. Right when I thought I couldn't understand what was going on. Now I get it.
strife.
Oh, that's a twist. They get you with that cliffhanger ending, like really. So Fury goes somewhere, and then it's Strife's turn. Oh man. I'll skip the credits.
So the young one plays nursemaid to mankind. It is of no concern. Abaddon rules over the earth. Heaven and hell scramble to take their place at the table. And the council? The council works against the very balance they profess to uphold. Soon, corruption will overtake them all. And only I shall remain. You may go.
Oh, isn't that familiar? And that is the end of the main story or the main campaign in Darksiders 3. Anyways, that was interesting, I have to say. That ending with the after credit. As usual, it leaves more questions than answers, but time will tell where this series goes. Man. I believe they had a collector's edition for Darksiders, man. Really nice. Was unable to get it, of course. The price was crazy, but really nice collector's edition. I don't know why that crossed by my mind. The ending was okay, just left me wanting more. Anyways, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It is greatly appreciated. Also drop a like if you like what you've seen here, of course. And as always, this is Rayuka here saying thanks for watching, and until next time, everyone, sayonara.